Hello, welcome to Souls Intersect. This reading is for Pisces Sun, Moon, or Rising signs, and it is for the month of February 2017. So I've selected 9 cards for you. I'm going to read through them for you because I know they're a little bit hard to read. So from the top left, we have the Three of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Empress. And then in the center, the Blasted Beach, which in this deck is the Tower card, the Ace of Wands in the center, and the Eight of Wands. And then on the bottom from the left, the Star, the Seven of Cups, and the Four of Cups. Okay, so Ace of Wands in the center is a really lovely energy, especially with some of the stuff going on around it. It feels kind of like this light at the end of the tunnel. It is that fire energy, and it's a very high vibrational card. I really feel a lot of healing coming from this depiction in the colors and just the artwork in general. I feel that there may be some really strong creative impulses coming through for some of you as well, especially with the Star diagonal from it and the Empress also diagonal above, because both of those, well, together, I feel that they have to do with gifts and creativity and also divine timing and this divine inspiration as well. So that is one thing about February for you, Pisces. I feel it's going to be a really strong month for creativity. And since it does seem like there may be some troubling things going on and these are things that most likely have already taken place, that some healing for you to get through whatever some of this chaos might be is to write creatively, or maybe you do your own artwork or something like that, some sort of expression to help heal. So that's an overall message. It does seem like there may have been something that struck you suddenly and possibly in a heartbreaking sense. So this could have been a relationship, getting your heart broken. I'm getting more strongly not a relationship ending, but maybe finding out that, someone wasn't mutually interested in you, or maybe you asked someone out and they said no, or something along those lines. For some of you, it may be that it was an established relationship and you got your heart broken suddenly. In that case, it does feel mostly still not a long-term thing, though for some of you it might have been. But we do have that sudden nature of the Tower, and above it the Three of Swords. And this depiction of the Three of Swords is interesting. It doesn't have the swords. It has 3 roses. And you probably can't, I don't know if you can see it, but she's bleeding slightly from the thorns and the roses. And it's my favorite depiction of the Three of Swords because it's really embracing that energy of this idea that you can't feel something so strongly in one way, which is that beautiful, positive way that we feel when we're in love, without also feeling the other side of it, which is the pain. And it really encompasses the meaning of the Three of Swords, because so often we just say it's a heartbreak, and usually that's the case. Oftentimes that's the case. But there is that deeper meaning, which is that it's almost asking you to be grateful, and I know it can be hard in these moments, but it's almost asking you to be grateful that you were able to feel so strongly that you could also be hurt that strongly by it. So it's a painful message, but it really is a beautiful message. So I feel too that, and this is not to downplay feelings or anything, but this may also be why I sense that it wasn't a long relationship, or maybe wasn't even a relationship yet. It's possible that it also was, but with that meaning of the Three of Swords and those other energies I picked up on, I feel that it wasn't a connection that was going to be in your best interest. I feel like there's something better for you, and I know these can be cliche things that you might not want to hear at this point, but it really does feel like it wasn't meant to be, that you I do feel that you were supposed to go through what you did, but that the connection itself wasn't not meant to pan out longer than it was. And that star being in the same column is highlighting that further. It's just all about that divine timing, all about that high lessons of spirituality where you go through something painful and it's to connect you more with who you are at the core. Looking at the second column, so the Two of Swords, the Ace of Wands in the center, and then the Seven of Cups. My feeling is that you may be beating yourself up about a decision probably related to what you think might have caused that heartbreak. The message overall is that you didn't really. It may have been a cause and effect the way you perceive it. Like something may have come about an ending perhaps because of something that you decided to do, maybe a decision that you made, something that you shared with someone or came forward about. But again, it was meant to happen, and if it didn't happen because of that decision, it was probably going to happen another way. I really feel that looking at this second column that it was important for you to make whatever decision you made, and this would apply to anyone. It may be that you are watching this and you have not experienced a heartbreak recently, possibly though, I would say most likely some sort of disappointment that came suddenly, because it could also be in relation to work or something. Either way, I feel like there's a sense of you giving yourself a hard time about it, like you, and it feels related to, with the Seven of Cups, it feels related to like you think you might have gotten carried away with something. It could be something you were imagining or something that you thought was an option, possibly some built up expectations that prompted you to make a decision. And that could be why you're maybe beating yourself up about it. I'm getting that a lot from this Four of Cups, this kind of wounded, she's kind of wallowing in her own emotional energy. And I get a lot of times with the Four of Cups, I get that kind of beating yourself up about something. Again, you were meant to go through all of that, even if you did build up expectations or something like that. That was part of the lesson, and it was an experience that really is enhancing who you are and enhancing your abilities. I'm coming back to this idea of creativity. The Eight of Wands is bringing in some of that energy too. It's also a fire element, and she has that fiery red hair too. And also, you see it actually in the Ace of Wands and the Empress card too, that red hair or fur. And I just feel this like creativity in your crown chakra, that it's really, there's inspiration involved with this. Even this Seven of Cups depiction has all of those stars around it. It can be about expectations, not seeing things the way that they are on an emotional level, or daydreaming or something like that. But in this depiction, and next to the star card, I see those stars too as almost this like divine inspiration. So I think part of why you were meant to go through whatever this was to inspire that. And there may also be some other lessons. If you did make a decision, it feels like you came forward about something, or maybe proposed something, spoke up about something. That also was a good lesson, and I feel like you were meant to do it anyway, even if it prompted something to end, because it was you expressing yourself, and I feel that it was really important for you to do so in this case. The Four of Cups is probably where you're at and where you want to move away from, or where you're being encouraged to move away from. And I really think the key to this at this point might be that creativity. I'm also getting exercise for some of you, like even just getting out and walking and movement. And the wands can be about action too. Just movement and some speed. So I think that's something that can help you too, because you want to get out of this Four of Cups, and you're very sensitive as Pisces, being a water element yourselves, and things can be amplified because of that. But there's all of this fire energy available around you to encourage you out of that, and I encourage you to try to tap into that. I also feel like that Eight of Wands being kind of that messenger too, is there may be something left to be said to possibly this person if it is a relationship. If it's not about a relationship, there may still be someone else involved that had to do with whatever this decision was that maybe you meant that you're regretting, or that you made that you're regretting. There could be a message that needs to be conveyed still, and that is something I encourage you to do also, and possibly in a creative way, because that would be kind of a blending of the two things, the expressing how you're feeling and also the creativity. All right, Pisces, if you have any questions about this reading or about my services, feel free to email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com. And the link to my site is below. You can go to it and read about my services. I have a lot of information on there about my approach and things like that, and also my past life readings if you're interested in those. All right. Thank you, and have a lovely month of February.